Hello there, folks. To let you know straight off the bat, this is not episode 1. This is essentially, let's talk about the save. This is episode 0. Episode 1 is tomorrow. I didn't want to start the series having to explain the entire concept. I want to get straight into it with the team that we're selecting, a team that towards the end of this video, you will discover the identity of. Now, Glory Hunter isn't anything I've seen anybody else do on YouTube, so that makes it quite exciting for me. I get to start something completely brand new, winning the top 5 leagues in Europe and their domestic cup competitions as well. It should be a wild adventure, viewers. Hopefully it's going to be a wild adventure. Of course, we also have the challenge of winning the Champions League, the Europa League, the European Championships, as well as the World Cup. I've got a time limit, 20 years. Time matters in this. I can't sit still for too long in this job. Of course, getting the major roles, Liverpool, City, Juventus, the top 2 in Spain, the top 2 in Germany, PSG, right? That will obviously help. I'll be hunting for those jobs as we go along. It'll make the series and the completion of the trophy collection very much simpler. I will, of course, be taking on your advice on players to sign, who we go off to manage as well, things like that. We'll be doing polls different times so I can gauge your opinion of where we go. I don't want this save just to be about me. It's about our journey, but I want you to get on board with me as a manager at the same time, right? There has to be a bit of both. Like, I want you to be a part of this. My most successful saves of when we've been within it together, I look at the saves that we've had with Parma and with Salford and other saves previous to that, right? And we've all sort of had this one goal of we're gunning for this end of the series sort of delight of completing something, and I want you to be part of that with me. It's the most fun you have doing this, believe me. Although keeping myself in this top manager conversation, that might be tricky due to my own inadequacies. That's going to be great. 3 seasons in and I'm just managing Burnley. That's going to be fantastic. Battling for FA Cups year after year. But look, this save allows me to do something that I never really get to do outside of beta saves, right? Be here at the beginning of a game cycle, to be at the top clubs and to be able to go around the top clubs and take players and bring players with me through that I don't usually get to manage. Very often I've been in sort of the Valderrama National after 5 years, and I miss out on all the players that are currently good in real life football. It's going to be fun for me. I've done it in beta saves, but it's not the same as this is the real thing now, viewers, where we're kicking off. As I say, this series is going to be about my progression as a manager. For anyone that's been watching the Spurs series, right, you'll know I'm still learning the game, so we'll learn it together. And by together, I mean I will make mistakes and you will tell me about those mistakes. I can't wait. But look, it's going to be interesting to see how the engine responds to the tactics that we begin to build. Different teams will have different tactics, different players, maybe different systems. It's going to be great, right? And after 20 years, I hope that the trophies that you see around me now, we'll have them all. We'll have everything. Imagine that, in 20 years, 14 trophies, completed it, mate. It's going to be fantastic. I'll definitely be saying completed it, mate, as well, just to be in with the memes. I want you to invest in my managerial career, right? I want you to invest in the players that I take with me around Europe as we bounce from club to club, trying to win everything, right? This could be a really fun FM20 adventure. So look, without any further ado, let's get into this. Founded in 1908, Football Club Internazionale Milano, more commonly known as Inter Milan, is our starting destination. Now look here, Inter are massive. They're a giant of world football, but look, it's been nearly 10 years since they last won major honours. But with 18 Serie A titles, 7 Coppa Italias, 3 Champions League trophies, and they're covered in outstanding history. They were a powerhouse in the 2000s, and I think they're the perfect club to kickstart our adventure. Last year, they scraped into the Champions League ahead of rivals AC Milan, but finished a mere 21 points behind champions Juventus. Look, this is by no means an easy start. And look, playing at the San Siro, their passionate fan base is something I'm going to have to win over fast to stick around. Our job is to continue on the top club climbing frame, but we're only one slide away from this challenge becoming a proper struggle. I've mentioned Burnley. Look, I'm sure you'd enjoy that. It's not something I'm going to enjoy. So join me as I go back to Italy. We've been there before. We know the landscape, viewers. It should be exciting. Strap in. Here we go. 20 years, 14 trophies, 1 manager. I am the Glory Hunter.